Welcome to 60 Skills. And the topic of today's discussion is, what is an internal power system? All right, an internal power system, classically defined, is a system of meditative and yogic practice that utilizes the internal power of the human body to fuel the meditative and yogic practice. Okay, what are some examples of this? All right, in classical Chinese medicine or traditional Chinese medicine, you utilize Jing, Qi, and Shen as the fundamental energies of the body. Likewise, in Hermetics, you use vital, astral, and mental energy as the fundamental energies of the body. These energies can be transmuted from one into the other. Examples of this in the 60 Skills curriculum are my free course called The Three Transformations or The Three Releases. This teaches an individual how to take their latent energy in their body and transform it into higher forms, and by virtue of being able to do this, translate it into more gross forms as the case may be. Doing this allows people to accomplish things. Now, as we've talked about in 60 Skills a lot, there is the path of enlightenment and the chain of manifestation. In one, you are taking more gross energies like vital energy or Jing and converting that into Qi or astral energy, and then into Shen or mental energy, so on and so on, eventually reaching the state of non-dual light. Now, another way of doing this is to bring it down via the chain of manifestation. So examples of this would be converting more etheric energy, such as void energy or mental energy, into Qi in order to conduct energetic healing on a patient. Likewise, it can be made even grosser still by even further reinforcing the body in such a way that it allows you to gain access to greater strength and to do things you couldn't normally do. Examples of this include iron shirt practice and iron palm practice, where a practitioner charges the ligaments and tendons in their body up with subtle energy and then uses it to break bricks. So these are some very gross examples of different kinds of internal power systems. Now, what are some internal power systems specifically? In Chinese martial arts, there's typically a mention of Nega. This is a kind of internal power system where, again, you're transmuting these bodily energies or energies found in nature in order to accomplish things. The 5 healing sounds from traditional Chinese martial arts are another example of this, where you use the water, wood, fire, etc. elements in nature to reinforce the functioning of the body. Other systems include Gary Kleiman's Mind Light Gung, of which I am also a practitioner, or Spring Forest Qigong from Chung Yi Lin, or my Mountain Sudden Enlightenment method, Buddha's Diamond Palm method, from Lin Hai at sacredjourneys.org. All of these are different examples of internal power systems. As a practical matter, you mostly see these showing up in medical or martial applications. Now, as has been discussed elsewhere, the advantage of an internal power system is that an internal power system does not involve any kind of deity fusion or the mixing of your mind with the mind of an egregore or another spirit. The result of which is when you're engaged in internal power systems, everything that is achieved is largely a result of your own efforts, and you are not under any manipulation from any kind of spirit entity. Now, the disadvantage of an internal power system is, typically speaking, the developmental timelines relative to a ritual magic system are in fact much longer. The result of which is it simply takes you longer to be able to do things using this method. Additionally, in ritual magic systems, the entities involved can act on your behalf. With an internal power system, that does not occur. Now, also keep in mind, a lot of systems combine the two. For example, in the system of the Buddha's Diamond Palm, where you're doing this aggressive breath retention, that's the internal power part of that practice. However, another fundamental part of the practice is deity fusion, where you're fusing your consciousness with various Buddhist deities. That is, in fact, an example of ritual magic. So keep in mind, most complex systems out there, be they medical, martial, magical, what have you, typically combine internal power methods with ritual magic methods. However, there will always be a preponderance in one direction or another. For example, even in things known as Tai Chi Chuan, the long form is often actually a form of ritual, where you're going through this ritual movement pattern over and over again, the practice of which eventually provides you access to certain abilities associated with that system. So again, these things can even be a little difficult to figure out. Now, with a great deal of skill and access to either your own astral or preferably Akashic energy, you can in fact build your own rituals. If you're going to engage in ritual magic, this tends to be the most productive way to do it, although it is a bit slower than using a system that has a well-established egregore. But again, your ability to build your own rituals is highly contingent upon your having performed a certain amount of work with an internal power system. Otherwise, you simply lack access to the required energies to engage in the act of creating your own ritual. So I hope this has provided a little bit of clarity into what an internal power system is, and it can give people a little bit of insight into how they want to conduct their affairs, meditatively and yogically speaking. If you liked today's lecture, please hit the subscribe button down below and leave us a like. And if you'd like to learn more about the 60 Skills curriculum, please check out the links contained in the details below this video. Otherwise, have a great day and be well.